Hey fam, good evening, good evening. I know it's been a while, but we are back. Welcome to the birthing of the Untethered Heart podcast. Hopefully, you are a returning member of this movement. But just in case you are not, there she is. Good evening, my sister, dear Michelle. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about tonight. It is going to be fire because we have some phenomenal viewers. So tonight, just in case you missed it, tonight is what did I call it? Viewers night. I didn't say viewers night. Viewers choice. I think is what I said. Good evening. Good evening, Mama Annette. Thank you so much for joining us. But just in case you are new here, we are, this is the Birthing of the Untethered Heart podcast. We are here to help bring knowledge and happiness and joy to the places that we have been struggling with in regard to trauma or anything that has been hindering us from moving forward um, in the things that we were born to do. So, welcome, 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 as they say in the old church houses. But we are happy to have you here. I am absolutely excited because my co-host is here with me today. Y'all don't even understand how grateful I am for this woman. Not that I did not enjoy having you all by myself, but it's a whole other level with her holding the reins with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring her up, and then I'm gonna read the disclaimer that I believe I'm supposed to read before every show that I forgot about. So y'all have grace for me. But welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey,
Hey girl, hey, welcome. How was your day?
hi everybody. It was a day, but
Yes.
it was okay. I'm going to take joy in the things that went right. Bless God.
I know that's right. Come on. That's
Yes,
what I'm talking about. I'm gonna try to find this disclaimer while you tell us
about the rest
about
of
your
the day.
day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, today started off awesome. I purposed to get up early. I beat my alarm. So that was always great. So I got a chance to spend some one-on-one time with the Lords before I hopped on like prayer live and yeah, which I mean it was really good this morning. I gotta go back and do a replay because that sheepskate got me, man. But nevertheless, then work was on 100. We had a lot
Okay.
of transitionings going on, and it was nice outside today, so I did get a chance to see the vitamin D bringing it down, but I get a chance to enjoy it.
Listen, it's been really hard to get outside, the real outside, not the
Not
after
the
COVID
outside,
one, but
outside.
the right, the real one.
But other than that, I mean, it was a really cool day. Didn't have a whole bunch of traffic coming home, so I was very grateful for today. I wasn't on social media today, so I don't know if it's because I got a chance to minimize the noise in that aspect, but it was a real peaceful day. Very intentional about my connections that I did throughout the day.
Okay, I love it.
How was yours?
My day, girl, it was a lot, but I'm grateful
Good.
because as much as I want to complain about training at work, as much as I want to, first
We
of all, complaining does us absolutely nothing. But in addition to that, it is not as bad as it could be. Like I've
yeah.
been through several trainings on different jobs, and it seems intense because it's a lot of information,
Mhm.
but really, really retaining the information is very easy because we don't have to remember nothing. It's all there in front of us. Taking notes is easy again because we don't have to remember nothing. So even though it's a lot of information and my brain is absolutely fried, um, I am really, really grateful because it's not as bad as it could be. So
Me too.
yeah, I spent my day in training. I looked cute today. The Lord got me dressed this morning.
I was
Um
about to say that red lip is popping, man.
oh, I found this. Thank you, Nashelle, for giving me this lip.
That's
Hallelujah.
that's a nice combo.
It is. I love it a lot. Like I don't usually like let me rephrase that. It has been a while since I woke up and asked the Lord what to wear, but I didn't do that this morning. He just told me like wear this. I was like, okay. I don't know what for, but amen.
You cute.
I appreciate it. So, Sister Michelle, Mama Annette, how was y'all day today? I didn't find a disclaimer. I'm gonna have to do that next time. Be more prepared because this computer, I don't even think it's on it. But we're going to talk more about what birthing the untethered heart means um, before each segment.
Okay.
When I do the opening, that's where that's going to go. I just don't know what I did with it right now. Again, my brain is fried from. Uh,
Training.
mhm, yep,
Yep.
and y'all know we real. Okay, so um, viewers, how was your day today? Today is all about you guys. We're gonna give you the space to give us some topics about what you what you would like to talk about today. You guys are going to start the conversation. So tell us about your day. Uh, Mama Prophet Annette said, "All is well." I know
Yeah.
that's right.
All I'm hearing is it is well in
I
my
know. You know, we both do boxes. So yeah, I was right behind you.
yeah. Love it. I love it. I love it.
Anybody else? How was y'all day today? I know we've been absent, y'all. So
Forgive us. We
yes,
had to
yes.
tend to a lot of matters.
Your host needed a major break, like a
Yeah.
major one. And I didn't think the show would be affected, but Char was like,
Man,
mm.
we gotta check in. We have to. Like, I don't care what we talk about, but we gotta check in. The
Yes,
viewer's choice, and then we had too many viewers, but let's go for the two.
yes, the
Look, we went
four.
after the
I don't know
one,
where the other
so we
two
got
are, but
two.
hey, four. If you're on Instagram, please forgive us. We
Hi.
don't know how to see you yet, but I know you are there.
Yeah.
Hi, Instagram.
Hi, IG.
One of my friends was like, I was saying hi and you ain't even say nothing. I was like, girl, I didn't see you.
Okay. I don't know. I asked you before. I was like, "Hey, if they're not our friends, can they see it?" Because I had somebody request the link, and I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work."
Oh
Hi,
no,
C.
yeah, yeah. They can see it no matter what they on, what platform they're on. I
Mm,
just can't see them on Instagram.
got
Like,
you.
you know how I can see the hey see, you
Mm-hmm.
know how I can see the comments from Facebook, YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and YouTube. I can't see them from Instagram for some reason.
Got it.
I sent them a note about it though. I was like, hey, you get my money. I need my comments.
There you go.
Bring me my what is it? What is that little thing that people doing?
I don't know.
Um, remember what Prophet did when we was in freshman? When it's the yay, I know. See, no, she gonna help me. She always
You know
help me
she is.
remember.
Because if anybody knows her.
Yes.
She might fill in the
He
blank
sang
always.
about "Give Me My Money."
Give me
Yay! Something like that. I don't remember.
like don't
But
ask me.
anyway,
The
that's how I
tone you
feel.
did that in was sound
Give
like
me my
Friday to me,
comments.
but nevertheless.
You say that again.
I said the tone you did that to sounded like Friday to me, but nevertheless.
Yes, it was actually um right person, wrong movie. It was actually Money Talks. But
Word.
yes, you are. See, this is why we get along so well. But
Yes.
yes, right person, wrong movie. That was Money Talks. It's one of my favorite lines from that movie. Give me my money, Chris Tucker.
Yes.
You was on it for sure.
But he did it in Friday too.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, he was when him and Ezel and them was in front of the house and they was and Stanley lost his
Oh,
bike.
you know what? You right. When they was doing playing the craps game,
Mm-hmm.
you are absolutely right. See, I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you,
It's all
the
good.
best brain sharer. Yeah,
Yay.
just give me my money. That's what it is. Just give me my comments.
I'm done.
Thank you. That's how I feel right now. Thank you. See, you always in the pocket. I'm trying to tell you. So if you guys can just go join me, I'm going to my Facebook page to share the live. Of course, we have been MIA for a month, and people act like when you miss a couple of things that you have been gone for years.
I
Remember how the old church mothers, when you didn't go to church one Sunday, they was like, "I ain't seen you in 2 months," and it's only been one
1 week.
Sunday.
One Sunday missed.
But we just sharing the live real quick so we can get more viewers to come
Right.
join the conversation.
Well, we must have IG and YouTube must be popping because this got the other two.
It went up to 5. Come on, y'all,
Mm-hmm.
bring on the people.
Oh, and it dropped the full. Yeah.
It dropped back down. No, it's still 5 on my end.
Yeah, it went back. It keep going back and forth.
Yes, come on, share, share, share.
Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring.
But yes, I'm really grateful for the rest. What I'm learning is that. Oops, sorry, y'all. I did not mean to do that. Apologize. Um, hearing your voice is so weird. Your own voice. But I just give me my money. Now it's stuck in my head. Thanks, C. Um,
She said, "Stop looking at the numbers." It's all good.
Yes, you know I'm not gonna look at them for long. I was just, there we go. There goes some people coming in. I wanted the people to come in because today's viewers' choice, so it'd be really, really hard to have a conversation with viewers that are non-existent. But we love y'all, though. We know that y'all gonna be a part of the conversation. But I wanted to make sure we shared this time so that more people can tune in. But yeah, so rest. I'm not gonna make this a topic because it's viewers' choice today. But I just wanted to say that I appreciate those who have been patient with us because if you know me at all, you know that I run as
Mm-hmm.
fast as I can, but I'm not the gingerbread man. But I run a lot and I have been running for years. So getting me to sit down and be quiet and just bask in a place of rest is extremely difficult, but I did not have a choice. My mind needed rest more than anything. And so I really appreciate you guys. Stop looking at the numbers. I'm gonna put that up. Oh, I forgot to take that down.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what. I didn't know he did that. Seriously.
I played the music I've been trying to download forever. I
Mm,
finally downloaded it today and
I
played it. But now I
understood.
don't know how to take it off. Hold on, y'all.
Mm.
Um, where are the banners? Oh, there it is. Y'all know I'm still learning this platform. But but yeah. Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm gonna say, but yeah, what?
I was saying thank y'all
Okay,
for um
for letting you rest.
yes, for letting me rest, for being patient. I heard y'all were blowing Shar up, but nobody was blowing me up. So that was the Father's love and request to be the rest. But tonight, like I said, it is viewers' choice. I want to know what you guys want to talk about. We're gonna have you guys start a couple of conversations, um, because you know how things go here. You guys are very supportive of us, um, especially our the ones that come back frequently, like C, Michelle, Mama Annette. We want to know, like, what were some of your favorite topics? If you want to start there, what's been on your mind lately? What conversations have you been having? Like, what's the deal? What's the 411?
I
What's
don't
the
know.
411?
Now we
That
married.
song. I almost said something else. That's why I was
Oh,
like, let me think about what I'm trying to say. Think
please.
about what you're thinking about, as Joyce Myers would say.
Wow.
But yes, what have you guys been up to? What has been on your mind? What kind of conversations have you been having? What what things have been bothering you?
Mm.
Um, and you too, Shara. I know it's viewer's choice, but
Hey, I'm not a viewer.
I know you're not a viewer. But I always like to know what you're thinking.
Oh,
So come
my-
on, see Michelle, viewers, come on, tap in and have a conversation with us tonight. It's all about you.
mm,
What's been going on in y'all world?
I mean, I can tell you what we talking about in the break room.
Oh, the break room.
Yeah, so break room has been between jobs,
Oh, the break room.
politics.
Yeah. Sorry.
Girl, you in that phone.
This is
Jobs,
why I always
politics,
turn it down,
and
but that doesn't happen.
what's everybody's plans for the weekend. So
Politics. Oh Lord, do we want to
no, we're not gonna
unleash?
talk about that. I'm just saying that's what those the conversations
Child,
that's been
child,
being
child.
had, you know. But in
Girl.
general, it's been a lot of
You said what y'all was. You said politics, and you said
we're
something
talking
about.
about jobs. We've been talking about jobs.
Oh, okay.
Like I was telling you, there's a lot of transitions going on at work. So
Oh.
some people are finding jobs, some people are losing their full time jobs. Some people are searching for new jobs.
Mm-hmm.
With them, I'm encouraging them to do that. It just depends on the person. So that politics, world events,
She
and
is being herself right now and saying, "Let's talk about the benefits of rest."
girl, see like sleep. No, but the
You know that
undertone
is all because of us.
that part. She has time after she hang out with us. She needs sleep.
Right, that part. We weigh her out.
We do. We take a lot from our baby. We do.
We do.
We really do. Her social media be on mess around with
All
us.
right, so we got transition. These are the words I'm hearing. I'm making notes. We got transitions.
She said, "Wait, Char, what?"
The the benefits of rest.
I like that.
What else y'all got for us? I like that too. I love the transition part. I missed that whole topic last month or the month before last. What did y'all talk about transition? Teach about transition.
We taught that.
No, Rayma.
That's what I'm saying. We taught that.
Yeah, somebody taught it
Uh,
about transition.
I must have missed that one.
I think I did too.
Dang, we both can't be at work on the same Sundays.
Listen, that part.
That don't work.
But we got transition. We got the benefits of rest. What else we got, y'all?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about, right? See, wasn't that AK or somebody that taught about transition? I thought you were the one that told me about it, Shar.
What's that?
Girl, I don't know.
Look, having something. I gotta go back and look. Oh, dang, it was in
Oh,
January.
it was January. I knew I wasn't crazy. Look,
Oh, so it had to be Mama then. It had to be her because she
because
had
she's gonna be
majority of
here.
January.
Yep.
But then it went from her to somebody else. So I hope I
I
got
just heard transitional rest. Mm.
tensions and
Tensions and
transitions.
transitions.
Thank you
Yes.
for being a rememberer. See,
She always on it. I'm trying to tell
that's
you.
that television ministry.
I keep telling her to come join the show. She was like, I gotta pray about it. We want you on the team, girl. You always on it.
That
But
part,
yeah. I think we should talk about the benefits of rest first. I think that'll pull us into transitions.
baby. Benefits of
Yes.
rest.
So Cece, what is it about this benefits of rest? What you got for us? Let's start there, and then we'll go into transitions. I think this is a very good conversation already. Like those two together.
She said, Angie, wow.
Yeah, of course. It is Viewers Choice Day. You guys are starting the conversation. Didn't I did say that in the beginning, right?
Yeah, but for them starting the conversation is giving you the topic.
No, that's not what I said. I said they're starting the conversation and then we're gonna continue. So come on, Queen. You know you got it. She said, Angie,
That's
wow.
that's that's not what she intended. She you about to shut her all the way down. Look,
Transitional rest. I keep hearing that. Rest is a weapon. She sure did. She told us that rest is a weapon. You know what? That is a good start because that was one of the best teachings I've ever heard in my life. I remember that teaching. I don't know if she repeated it in January, but I heard it first a long time ago when she
that
taught
was
that
one.
rest is a weapon when I think we were talking about rest. I'm not sure, but I don't think we were talking about rest. Actually, we were talking about multiple things because she didn't just say rest was a weapon. She said a lot of things were a weapon, but that's the main thing that stuck with me because we don't take rest um, seriously enough. Do you know that, like, if your body doesn't get enough sleep, your brain literally doesn't function properly, which means the rest of your body isn't functioning properly.
I can believe that.
And I was looking at something recently and they were talking about the oh yes, this lady, she was talking about, you know how you hit the snooze button, and she was saying that we should stop doing that, even though I surely did it yesterday. I didn't do it this morning, I don't think.
Everything.
Oh no, I did it
Really
this
funny
morning too.
either. Excuse me.
But she was saying when you hit the snooze button, you make yourself more tired because you're taking yourself out of your sleep realms. Once your alarm goes off and your body wakes up, you're out of your realm of sleep. You know, there's realm of sleep. And she was saying that I'm sorry, CC did another. Y'all are annoying for coming for me on this live platform.
She was
Say
funny.
it with me. We love you, boo. We love you so much. But
Just gonna
she
say that.
was saying that when you come out of it takes REMs, thank you. It takes an hour to get into a REM of sleep. So mind you, it's like three or four of them, two or three of them. Like it's like like one level, and then another level is deeper, and then I think it's one more level. But it takes an hour for you to fully fall asleep. So if you are asleep, then you wake up and you go back to sleep for 15 minutes, you're not really asleep. So you're making yourself more tired because you keep waking yourself up out of a REM of sleep. And I thought about that and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy because how many of us hit that snooze button and are still tired?" You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like how many of us are did the girl you are so still. Did the thing freeze? Oh no, okay.
No.
Um how many of us are falling out of our are hitting the snooze button thinking we're getting more sleep, but the reality is we're making ourselves more tired and it's affecting how we speak. It's affecting how we think. It's affecting how we move. Like are our bodies more stiff? Are we able to fully communicate and work effectively if we got more rest? And I know when we have it's 5 stages. Thank you, C. When we have when we used to have tests when I was in education and we had tests, we used to send notices home or add to the newsletter or give some type of request for the kids to get at least 10 to 12 hours of sleep because children need 12. They suggest 8 for an adult, but children need 12 hours of sleep. Like, how many, if you think about the kids that you know, how many kids are getting 12 hours of sleep? I don't
I don't
know.
know none.
I don't know any kids that are getting 12 hours of sleep. But she said the snooze button irritates her. She can't hit the snooze button because it irritates her. That is hilarious. But it it can be like, now that I know that it is irritating, but I just, like, I sometimes I feel like, it's helpful. A lot of times I don't go back to sleep. I just lay there and gather myself. But that really stuck with me, because if kids need 12 hours of sleep, and we need 8, like, it's just a really, really big problem. And we have this saying, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Y'all heard people say that before?
Hmm.
Like, Shar, what are your thoughts?
I mean, as far as the, I used to tell myself that growing up, like, because I just didn't know how to sit still. I really didn't. Rest was never a factor for me. I was somebody, because of my job style, I was always on the go. Like, I would figure out what I was doing after work, while I was at work. My days off would consist from running the whole time. But then I hit 4-0, baby, and it's like, ooh,
Listen.
we gonna learn how to, not go everywhere, not accept all engagements, and learn how to sleep in. I'll have 5 alarms, unlike some people. Because some day I just don't want to get out of my bed. It just depends on the day. And what's on the itinerary. I mean, other days it's like I beat my alarm. Most days I
Mhm.
beat my alarm, but normally if it's a lazy day, oh baby, I'm being lazy. Vacation, I'm not getting up that early. My husband, on the other hand, something different, but
Yes, my brother sleeps early at the crack of dawn and
yes,
goes to
okay.
sleep late most days. I mean, early most
Go to
days.
sleep early and wake up early. And I'm like,
Yes.
you're on vacation. Learn to sleep in, please.
Part.
Please. I told him next week, you better sleep in. Other
I'm
I'm
so
putting you,
excited for y'all
okay,
trip.
putting you out.
Yes, but he gotta sleep in, like,
You gotta
sleep
sleep
in
in.
at least a little bit. At least sleep to 10, 11 o'clock. Like,
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take it. I'll take a 10 o'clock from him. Okay.
right, that part.
But no, but rest. I mean, I've learned the importance of rest now, just because of the fact of it allows you to go so much further with your rest. But also when you're at rest, your mind can be at rest. Like, there are other factors of rest that are beneficial that a lot of times we omit because we don't rest. And it's just so important to get it. Now, it's very essential. It's definitely essential.
It is. So I'm looking up the word. Felt led to look up the word weapon.
You
And
said
so it says, it is a thing that's designed or used for inflicting bodily harm or physical damage. It also is a means of gaining an advantage or defending oneself in conflict or contest. I think it's safe to say that it's the second version, like a rest being a weapon would
right.
be in the second context of the word
Right.
in the first. But I love the fact that it said gaining an advantage. And so when we think about rest in that sense, it's moving me a little bit, because the reason I had to go on rest is because my mind was starting to really be affected by the weight of the rest. It was also hormonal because of the age. Like, I really think we need to talk about that more one day. I don't know. I don't like to 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 talk more about women than we talk about men. Like, if we gonna do
Oh, we
one,
should get
we gotta
somebody
do
to
the
talk
other.
about both, baby. We will
We
find
gotta do
somebody to talk
both.
about both
But
because they change too.
they do,
Oh,
and we got to talk about this perimenopause thing, because everybody talking about it. You know, where did this word come from? Because I'm like, hold on, I don't remember hearing about this in health class. And what does it mean? Like,
God.
but it's affecting everything. It's affecting my shoulders. It's affecting my mental capacity. It's affecting my emotional health. It's affecting everything. And so when you hit a certain age, you need more rest. One of the things, when I was talking to one of my sisters in ministry who was telling me about her experience. The very first thing she said is, "You're going to have to go to sleep early." That was the very first thing she said.
Mhm.
She was like, "You're going to have to exercise, and you're going to have to start going to bed early." And I was like, "What? Like, what, more sleep? Like, I'm barely getting enough as it is, and you telling me I got to try to get more? Like, that's crazy." But if you want to gain advantage, you know what I'm saying? If you want to defend yourself in
Right.
conflict, because conflict is sickness, conflict is disease. You know, these are conflicts against our daily life. And that's what birthing the untethered heart is all about. Like, we want to untether from everything that is making us unhealthy. And if rest is a weapon that gives us an advantage against that conflict, if we're processing trauma differently just because we're tired, I don't know about anybody else, but I can't process my emotions and my mental, like, I can't think when I'm tired. Okay. More or less process an emotion properly. Like,
Okay.
most people who are tired, they're more irritable.
I did see that in a reel, and it was like this one couple, they've decided like their cutoff time is like 7 p.m. They can't talk about anything serious after 7 p.m. because
Mm,
somebody's tired. Like somebody at some point is on a deficiency and they don't want to talk about things that are serious or might need a different, like the proper response
that is
after 7.
brilliant.
I said that's wisdom
It's
because
extreme wisdom.
I say because let me tell you how many times I used to get in bed and like, okay, we recapping off of the day in bed. And I'm like, yo, I really don't want to have this conversation right now. I want to go to sleep. But you like at the same time, it will work because we both in the same spot. We get a chance to have a
Hmm.
few minutes to recap, and then it's like, okay, sleep, whatever. And
Right.
you might not give the same energy or the same thoughtfulness or having the right or proper conversation when you're
Hmm.
tired, when
Yeah.
you just want to go to bed. Like, don't touch me. I want to go to bed. Look, I
Right.
don't want to talk. I want to go to bed. So I totally agree with that. Is the fact of, guess what? We should not have conversations off the late night. And I think we learned that even growing up, because certain conversation after a certain time is meant for a certain thing. So
Hmm.
therefore, it's going to be guided that way anyway. Like you talk more reckless off the late night to me. It's a lot
Hmm.
more uncensored and it's a lot more. Mm, let's just say it's just not the best. It's not wisdom.
It's not. It's not. And that is a very, very good tool. I love that. I'm gonna have to implement that when I get me somebody to talk to after 7 o'clock. But um that's like so powerful. Like, because I tell the story all the time. I had this friend, and I hope he's watching, but I had this friend and he talked about him and his wife. They was like, to keep them from arguing, they speak to each other in a whisper if they feel like they have to argue. And so I tell that story all the time, but like, this is even more powerful. Like, in order for us to get rest, in order to make sure we're honoring each other and we're not um having conversations outside of our capacity, let's just not talk after 7 o'clock about anything serious. Like, that is freaking brilliant. And that is, what is the word again? The meaning again, rather, a means of gaining an advantage and defending oneself in conflict or contest. Because, like, if you really think about it, like, trauma, emotional distress, all of these things are conflict and contesting against our happiness and against our joy and against our ability to be healed and whole and healthy in these streets. So, like, it's really important for us to manage our emotions and manage relate that is relational intelligence right there.
Yes. Yes,
That's
baby.
what that is. That's relational intelligence, and I am stealing it. Thank you for
It's
stealing
okay.
it.
I borrowed it myself.
Yes,
It's
tell
great.
them thank you, whoever they are, whoever you are. I hope
Thank you.
you're watching. Thank you. That is brilliant. Like, for real, like, we're not going to talk. We can talk, but not about anything serious. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it probably brings more connection, because if you're talking when you are rational, okay, and not moving by irritability, not
Mhm.
moving by tiredness, not moving by exhaustion, because you cannot listen to what I tell you. And you cannot, whether it's mentally, physically, or emotionally, you cannot have a sound conversation when you are exhausted.
Never.
It's never going to be sound. It is going to be built off of that exhaustion. And either you're going to bring the exhaustion into the conversation, or you're going to wear the other person out by being exhausted, because you're exhausted by everything that's happening. And it really, really breeds more conflict. It breeds irrationality, if that's a word. That's a word, right?
I think so.
It breeds being irrational. We'll say it that way. It breeds unrealistic expectations.
Mm-hmm.
It breeds so many things, because why? I'm tired. That's the reality. And I've learned for myself, if I'm tired, I can't have certain conversations. Whether it's emotional, physical, it does not matter. If I am tired, I have to remember, you can't have this conversation right now. You have to wait.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to be patient and wait. And we don't think that that's wisdom, but that's using your weapon the right way. When you in a gunfight, you don't take a knife. You know what I'm saying?
You shouldn't.
You use your weapon that is effective. And so it's the same thing with timing. You don't pull your gun before it's time. So if I know that this conversation is going to take skill and effort and energy and effective communication, then I need to make sure my body is physically, emotionally, and relationally able to sustain the conversation, and that I have the capacity to do so.
Yeah.
So Michelle, I'm sorry, Char, did you have anything before I
No,
read
no. I
this?
was gonna say I wanted to highlight
Yeah,
what Michelle said.
yeah. So Michelle says, I'm gonna put it up, but I don't know if I can
You're
see it
not going to
myself.
see
Okay,
it.
yes. I've come to realize that taking time to rest is essential, and that includes stepping away from the church. You won't go to hell.
Okay,
Listen, you won't go to hell. Thank
baby.
God I'm a living witness, even though
Us
I'm
too.
still doing ministry. But I can't, because my job. I can't do a lot. So I was already on rest. But anyway, I digress. You won't go to hell. I'm a living witness. Your job, which is the purpose of taking leave, true, very true. We don't take enough leave. And everything else that keeps you busy. Let me read that again. I feel like I messed that up. I've come to realize that taking time to rest is essential, and that includes stepping away from the church. You won't go to hell. Your job, which is the purpose of taking leave, and everything else that keeps you busy. Now that I'm older, I've found that can't function properly without adequate rest. It leads to an unwanted attitude and sometimes headaches. Listen, let me tell you the first thing. I had the best job boss at my last job. My entire life, I've never had a boss like Matt Whitnall. And I'm still friends with him to this day because of how great he was. And one of the things he told me was that I was distracted, and he used to always tell me to go home. Like, he would stand, if I was still there when he was leaving, he would stand at his door, at my door, rather, my office door, and be like, "Hey, you ready? Let's go. It's time to go." Like, what are you doing? Pack up your stuff. It's time to go. And he would make me put signs on the door, like, she can't do this right now. She got to get ready to go. Like, and so he made me mindful. And what I learned from that is that being tired also made me distracted mentally, and being distracted made me mindless. It led to mindlessness. So I would be in the room physically, but you know how the song says, your body's here with me, but your mind is on
I
the
was on
other
the other
side
side
of
of time.
town. My mind would not be present. And so I wouldn't be present. I would be distracted either by reels, like, there's a
Conversations.
word that means, and I have not been able to find it. I was having this conversation recently and couldn't remember. But it's like when you give yourself over to something, not just as a distraction, but it becomes a method of, like, functionality.
Mm.
So I'm not looking at reels just to look at reels, but I am literally leaving myself to go look at reels because I need to be somewhere else right now.
Mm.
And there's a word for that, but I have not been able to remember it. Um, where you're just detaching. You're detaching from your current place and you're placing yourself somewhere else. And a lot of people are doing that through Reels, through TikTok, through Instagram. Like I'm untethering from this thing because I don't want to deal with this, and I'm tethering myself to something else as a distraction. What you got? Were you sneezing?
Yeah, I was trying
Yeah,
not to
you
be
like this.
grateful for
Thank
it.
you. I was trying to figure out which one, which one it was.
Yeah, let me tell you. I don't know. I got on
All
this
right,
week,
love
and I
you,
feel like
Steve.
every
Thank you
bodily
for
function gonna try to
coming.
come out. God.
You the best girl. But
Yeah.
yes, like it's a way. It becomes a detachment, and so escaping. Thank you, Father. Thank you. I've been trying to remember that for like 3 days straight. It's when you're escaping. You're leaving one place to go to another. Like you're using it as an escape tool. And
Mm-hmm.
so when you don't have rest, you're trying to find rest. You're trying to find that advantage. You're trying to find the energy. You're trying to find the strength. And you have to now find an escape because you can't function here. So you escape to go somewhere else. And so that's what I found myself doing. And it really, really placed me in a really bad place mentally. Like
Mm.
mentally, by the time it got 2, 3 years of doing this stuff, not really resting, not understanding what was happening. Because I was doing a good job. Like he was pleased with my work, but he was like, something ain't right. Like you distracted, or you don't pay attention to detail. That's what it was. I was missing details that I didn't miss before.
Mm.
So that strategy of using things as a weapon, not talking, about serious things after 7 o'clock, like those weapons would have caused me to be more efficient in paying attention to the details. But when you miss the thing that you need, when you're insufficient
Mm.
in rest, you start to lose capacity. So it's like your brain function becomes lower, your ability to move becomes lower. Now your body is more inflamed, so you're in pain more than you would be if you had gotten rest. Like rest is so strong, it really really brings a lot to the body. And there was a quote I found while we were talking about C, and it said, hold on, I'm sorry. The best bridge between despair and hope is a good night's sleep. Th- that thing messed me up. The best bridge between despair and hope is a good night's sleep. Like it even affects your decision making on how you gonna feel about a thing. Because people think about decisions and they're like, hey, I got to make this big decision, this big lifetime decision. I got to make decisions at work. I got to make decisions, this, and that. But you also make decisions on how you feel. So it's like the difference between choosing joy and sorrow. And this quote is saying, let me see who said it because that's rude. Um, Hold on, let me see if I can find out who said this. But yeah, um, the best. Oh Lord, I don't know if I can find out who said this. So forgive me, y'all. I'm not stealing nothing. You know how I feel about plagiarism as a writer. But um that's really deep. Like what do y'all think about that? It said the best bridge between despair and hope is a good night's sleep.
Are you posting that for the viewers or who?
You as well, everybody.
Oh, say one more time.
The best bridge between despair and hope is a good night's sleep.
Mm, I can see that only because I feel like if in that context, if you're lacking sleep, you could become hopeless. It could
Mhm.
be deep despair. Whereas, you know, you might have a vision while you're sleeping, while you're getting the proper rest.
Mhm.
You might get your answer. You might get the idea. You might have whatever. You might really get what you need while you're actually sleeping, but versus you not getting it. So the bridge is a connection. It's a pathway. It's a link. It's
Mhm.
what's going to help you build upon the wall. So 100%, I believe that they are connected.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. The way I saw it, like when you first started talking, I saw a bridge and it leading to two different places. And it's like I could either go left or I can go right. And usually bridges, they connect two different places. So I would even say it's like going backwards or forward. You know what I'm saying? Because normally if it's a bridge, you gotta it's taking you from one destination to the next. So it's not just about the decision of hope or despair, but it's also the decision of going back to one place of emotions and or moving on to another. Like that's really heavy. And think about making those type of decisions when you're sober. The word says to be sober and vigilant for your enemy. It's like a roaring lion who's seeking who he may devour. And we don't understand that not having rest makes us lack sobriety.
That's true. Because it brought me back to the scripture of think on things that are pure above. Think of those things. I'm sorry, I'm
Hmm.
paraphrasing. But you're not going to be thinking on things that are positive when you're lacking in so many areas, when you're deficient, when there is a deficit. And lack of rest can be a deficit. If if not, like, cuz we be like, oh, we're ready to crash. I mean, even think of the terms that normally lack of rest are associated with.
Hmm.
It's normally something negative, it's not anything positive. So therefore, without rest, you're going to see, you can almost see the outcome already. Like you already know what the outcome gonna be. You ever, like, I remember always like being out too late and you already counting how many hours of sleep you don't get by the time you get home before you gotta get up for work, and you're like, oh dang, I'm only going to get 4 hours. Oh my gosh, da da da.
Yeah.
You already have now put yourself in that space, and that negative space is now like, dang, okay, I set myself up for failure. Now, do I need to prepare anything for a presentation? Like, did I do
Hmm.
all that I was supposed to do? I didn't get a chance to meal prep. I didn't get a chance to lay out my clothes. Like, and now it's now become a snowball effect. Whereas if you would have taken the time and set aside the time that you're going to need to properly prepare, your outcome of your day could have been so different.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that's so impactful. Because again, even in how you process your emotions, like some I had this conversation a lot because I haven't always processed my emotions well. And that was one of the things that Albert brought to me in regard to the birthing the Untethered Heart movement is making the choice to be whole. Will you be made whole? It's a choice. It's a question, and it's a choice. Hold on, y'all. I gotta let this lady know I'm on the live because my mama is blowing my phone up. Um, but it's
You
a
don't
choice.
have to post. How she not know?
I don't know. I told her I was going live, but I'm trying to look at these definitions, and it's just text up the text. Like you do know I'm
That's
on the
your mama.
podcast, right?
That's your mama.
It's only her. Only her.
Shout out to your mama.
Yes. Hey, mama. I know you're gonna watch this a replay and be like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so she probably just needed a reminder. But it becomes a situation about process. When you think about how something is processed, and when you process it with good ingredients, it comes out good. When you process it with toxic ingredients, it comes out toxic. Even processed foods like bread, like, a lot of us don't realize that bread is a processed food. It is ingredients that have gone through a process. Can you imagine somebody taking some unrested or unhealthy products and processing it and making it bread? Like, how gross that will be. It's the same thing for rest. Like, it's like taking unhealthy ingredients and trying to produce something great, trying to produce something strong, trying to produce something healthy. If your body, your mind, your spirit is not at rest, then what you produce is going to be toxic. What you produce is going to be tethered to something. What you produce is going to be harmful to someone else. Like, if you think about it, tired people, especially when you on your way from home from work, them people in them cars be getting it. If you real tired, like, get out the way. In the ludicrous voice, like, seriously, like, this is what we really talking about. We don't think about those things, and I'm so glad the Lord had you say that, because I was starting to get emotional, and I feel like the Lord just saved me, because when I read this definition of rest, it made me emotional, because a lot of us run and we distract ourselves by being present for other people, by taking care of other things, by being present at work, by being present all these places, but we're not really present. We are subconsciously giving everything and everyone else a turned down version of us. That's literally what I see. I see a robot that's been what is the word? That has been, excuse me, oh, what is the word? Basically turned off. Like, it's moving, it can speak, but the accessibility of its brightest power has been powered down. And so when we give ourselves constantly to things, to people, to jobs, like Michelle said, to jobs, to church, to everything else that keeps us busy, because we're not really busy, we're just keeping ourselves busy. If we wanted to take a break, we could. You know what I'm saying? But we tell ourselves we can't, especially when it comes to work or ministry. Only I can do it. Nobody else can do it, and that's pride. And so the part of the first definition of rest says to allow to be inactive in order to regain strength, health, or energy. That means that if what I'm seeing is that you have an option. Remember, it's the bridge between hopelessness. Hope and despair. So you have an option. This is actually scripture based, because that's what the Lord said to Jeremiah. You know, we are believers here. I usually say that we're not religious, but we are believers. And so the word to Jeremiah, when he was in his hopeless and the desperate space, because that's what despair is. You're desperate. You're looking. I say it as you're desperately looking for air. That's what despair feels like. You can't breathe and you're desperately looking for air. And so when he was in his desperate space, he said to the Lord, are you going to be a brook that dries up? He said this to the Lord, like Jeremiah, the prophet. Like, he know the Lord. And he said, are you going to be a brook that dries up? And the Lord's response to him was, if you give up this attitude of self-pity and despair, then I'll make you my vessel, my voice in the earth, and all of these good things. And then the people will be influenced by you. So it's that quote is reminding me of that scripture, because you have a choice, hope or despair. But you can't get to hope if you're inactive without rest. Because your inactivity is not because you are being rejuvenated in strength, health, or energy. Your inactivity is because your mindlessness. You're in a place of mindlessness now because you've been going. Like the Energizer Bunny. You remember them them commercials where they had the Energizer Bunny, and you had the Energizer Bunny, and then you had some type of animal or bunny that had the horrible batteries in it. That's really what we're doing. So we are now becoming inactive for the wrong reason. And that's what separating being tethered to something and untethered looks like. That's what being busy and taking care of everyone else and using that as an escape versus actually resting to gain energy, to gain strength. You are turning off everything, making it inactive in order to regain strength, health, and energy. That makes sense, sure.
It makes a lot of sense.
Anybody out there have any thoughts before we go? We got we had 1 minute.
It makes a lot of sense. I don't think like, and I know this might be going back to the beginning, but I don't think I ever like viewed the importance of rest as much as it was that we broke it down, how important rest really is.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of whether you need it from whatever entity you're part of, it's still important. Like no one is more important than the other as far as whether it's work, home, church, whatever. Whatever you're giving your time to, whatever you're yielding to, it's still important that you take time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And, and a lot of that, a lot of self care became very, very important when COVID came, post COVID. Then it was like we need mental health days and we need rest days and stuff like that. And it even got involved as far as employer side. They
Mm-hmm.
were like, oh, you need mental health? Oh, therapy is needed. Oh, we started really being mindful to what our bodies needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a good thing because prior to COVID, employees didn't care.
No.
We weren't taking leave. We couldn't take leave.
Mm-mm.
You had blackout dates and you had limitations on the leave that you earned that you paid me for. That's part of my compensation, but you still couldn't use it. It was
Very true.
no, it was nothing that, it was no balance. And now we have terms like, work life balance and, you know, self love and it's vital to take your time. And you had people dying in the workplace. People didn't even know they were dead. It was just crazy. And you
Mm-hmm.
know all these stories, but rest is so important across the board, no matter what age, no matter what state you're in. It's just rest.
It's very true. Like it really affects
It really does.
everything.
It does. It's very, very, rest and air are literally like they going in hand in hand. That's it.
That's really good, Shar. Rest is air.
Mhm.
Rest is air. That's really good. That's really, really good, actually. Like I don't even know you if you really know what you just said. Because all I keep seeing the whole conversation is the oxygen that comes to
Mm,
your body and is rejuvenated when you rest. Like our bodies literally lack oxygen. You know how they say you need water to live because the
mhm,
oxygen that's in the water. It's
mhm.
the same thing with rest. Our bodies reproduce oxygen while we're asleep.
Right.
Like it literally breaks down toxins. That's why they say you should have a bowel movement when you wake up because while you're resting, your body is rejuvenating and
Mhm.
releasing toxins. But if we're not resting, then what are we doing with the toxins? God made a thing when He made the human body.
Right.
All right, Michelle said it's funny that you mentioned cooking. I heard as a child that if you're tired, you should not bake a cake because it may fall or turn out poorly. Even in cooking, it requires you to be well rested for the best results. Come on, man.
So true.
Be well rested for the best results. Shara, do you have a response to that? And then I'm gonna close this out.
I just always think of the best results. Like, especially when it comes to cooking, I feel like whatever state you're cooking in, that's going to be the outcome of the dish. Because
That's very true.
you cook with a attitude, or because you don't want to, because you obligated to, that dish, it might taste okay, but you cook something with love, or you put intention into it, man, you could have missed like one or two ingredients and it still come out amazing. It's the intent behind it, and knowing that you're well rested and you're excited about it. I just feel
Hmm.
like the outcome is going to be so much better. So, especially with
Yeah.
cooking, because I tell everybody, I don't measure. I just cook.
Hmm.
Like, don't ask me no measurements.
That
'Cause
part.
I can't tell you for real. I eyeball it and just go from there. That's
Same.
it.
I
That's
love
it.
that. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. What she said made me think about the best results as well,
Mhm.
because the reality is, even in transition, bringing it back to that, we don't even handle transition well when we're
Mm,
not rested.
baby.
We're overexhausted, we're over exaggerative, we're irrational, we can't make the best decisions. Everything requires rest. Everything requires a cease of work or movement in order to refresh oneself or recover strength. If you don't take the time to do that, you're not making the best decisions even in transition.
Right.
You're not making the best decisions in how you handle people. You're not making the best decisions or being effective at work. Can I tell you how many times I have dozed off because of how tired I was? That's not effective work. Them people aren't paying you to doze off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not.
Or you lack patience with an employee or with someone you're training, not because they're doing anything wrong, but because you're tired. That's the reality.
Mhm.
Because your job requires you to have patience with these people. You are equipped and you have the wisdom to have patience. But when you are tired, you don't. And I had a conversation with my goddaughter once. I said, "Listen, godmommy is really, really tired today." I said, "It's not your fault, and I don't want you to um to feel like you have to do anything extra. But what I do want you to be aware of is how many times I have to repeat myself." Like, I do not, like, I was very honest with her. I was like, I do not have the patience to repeat myself a lot today. So if you could help me, there she is. Hey, mama. If you could help me by helping me not having to repeat myself, that would be a great help. Like, I was like, can you help me? Help me by not letting me have to repeat myself too many times. And I had to be constantly aware of my response to them, because I knew how tired I was. And that's not a requirement. If that wouldn't have been a requirement if I had adequate rest, they would have just been kids. So that is a different result than what would have been if I had enough rest. So I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. I know it was a spur of the moment thing. I don't know why Abba took it the way he did, because it was not my choice to have us do a viewer's choice, but I really think that he wanted us to have that conversation, like, about the rest, especially me,
Yep.
because I don't know, and I'm just being completely honest. I don't know if I could have been effective in anything if I had not taken the break that he told me to take. It was the lack of rest was greatly affecting everything. My body, especially my mind, my soundness of mind, the way I was processing my emotions. Again, because there is so much happening at one time, you have to restart, you have to replenish, you have to renew. And if you don't take the time to do that, everything will start shutting down. It will become inactive and ineffective and insufficient. So I hope you guys got something out of this today, especially remembering that rest is a weapon. Thank you, AK, for that seed that you still that you still reaping off of, that we're still chewing off of. And thank you, Michelle, for being a part of the conversation. Your addition was so strong. Thank you, Cece. I'm sorry I threw you under the bus
But
so
we like
much today, but we really love you. Thank you, Prophet Annette, for joining us. Thank
that.
you, Mommy, for
Yes.
joining us. I was like, let me text her because I don't think she heard me when I said I was getting ready for the podcast. So thank you, Mommy, for tuning in. And I'm just really grateful for you all. Thank you, Shar, of
Thank
course,
you.
for being such an amazing co-host. I'm praying that you all find the rest that you need, because rest is just not it's not only about your body and your mind and your spirit. It's about your faith. And you cannot have faith in anything if you haven't found a resting place. The word talks about Abba being our hiding place, and you cannot find rest. I mean, you cannot find efficiency, happiness, and joy until you find a place of rest. So I pray that you guys find a place of rest. After hearing this, that we all find a place of rest, that we stay in a place of rest. People like me that is learning how to rest. I pray that we stay in a place of rest and just um find ourselves rested mentally, physically, emotionally, and in the goodness of that all things that are good. We know that we are safe. All right. I love y'all. We love y'all. This has been another episode of Oh, thank you, sis. She is so encouraging. I'm telling y'all. The times I wanted to quit this podcast, y'all can thank
Baby,
French.
that we
Okay.
thank God for that French for the
Because
French.
y'all know how many times I was gonna let this thing go. Y'all can thank Michelle French. In 10 years when we having our anniversary, y'all make sure y'all thank Michelle French.
That part.
Seriously, I am exceptionally grateful for my sister friend, because I'm telling y'all, the warfare with this movement is very strong.
Yeah.
But we are resting. We are going to sit. I remember. Okay, this is the last thing I'm saying. AK said to me one time. She said, "We got to learn how to sit, watch the Lord fight, and eat our popcorn on the sidelines." I'm paraphrasing like a mug, but that's what she said. She said we got to learn to sit in the clouds, eat our popcorn, and watch the Lord fight our battles. And
Mm.
so that's what we're going to encourage ourselves to do. We're going to sit on the sidelines. We're going to rest. We're going to go to sleep. What she say? Go lay down. We're going to go lay down. We're going to go lay down. We're going to lay our burdens down. We're going to lay our minds down. We are going to, what did it say? Use rest as a weapon to, hold on. I'm in two different places. We're going to allow time to be inactive in order to regain strength, health, and energy. And then we are going to make sure that rest is a bridge of hope for us and not a bridge of despair. And then we're going to make sure that we use it to gain advantage and defend ourselves in conflict and contest. I love y'all. If you have not already, please like, share, subscribe, share all the videos you've watched. Stay connected. We want to see you next time. We have only one more show before this season ends. We have a guest coming. I cannot wait to announce it. So y'all stay tuned. I know we were absent in February, but I want y'all to know we are not going anywhere. We just needed some rest. Okay? We love y'all. And don't forget, let's untether together. I'll see y'all next time. Enjoy your rest. We love you.